In last week's Parashat Balak, we're introduced to the interesting individual known as Bilam or Balaam. What's interesting about him is that we have something called the Deir Allah inscriptions. They were inscriptions that were found in 1967, if I remember correctly, in Jordan, and they speak of a Balaam or Bilam, son of Beor, who is a seer and who serves Elohim, and apparently, at least in part of the fragment, there is a reference to Shaddai, Almighty. Now, of course, that reflects the image that we have in the biblical text. The biblical text makes clear that this individual has power. He has the ability to curse, and it comes to pass. He has the ability to bless, and it comes to pass as well. Now, what's interesting is that the Meforshim, the commentators, look at Bilam as a prophet of the Goyim, of the nations, as a means to resolve a complaint, one might say, that was potentially raised, and that is, why did Hashem not reveal himself in a similar fashion that he did to Israel, to the nations? Of course, we have the Midrash about Hashem revealing the Torah in the wilderness so that all the nations have accessibility. But the fact that there is a prophet who can access Hashem, even though it's through sorcery, reflects this, I think, idea that Hashem had made himself known to the people who were not Israelites, or to the people who were not part of the Jewish people. Now, the critical issue here is to understand that Bilam uses his accessibility to God for evil purposes. And yet, when he goes with Balak to curse the people of Israel, or to reveal whatever it is that Hashem is going to reveal to him to speak, he pronounces what? He pronounces the Matovu. How goodly are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. And what's interesting is that in the Ashkenazic tradition, not in the Sephardic tradition, but in the Ashkenazic Siddur, the Matavu is recited on a daily basis. It's a beautiful piece of liturgy. Even though I don't pray it, I mean, I know the words, it's very beautiful. And it's striking that this individual, who is not aligned with the people of Israel, and of course goes about to bring about the destruction of the people of Israel by crafting a plan that will lead them into avodah zarah and to sexual promiscuity, that he still pronounces these words, and that they're included in the Torah, and furthermore, that we include them as part of our prayers. That's amazing. And I think in many ways what that reflects to me is a reminder that individuals who are evil are not necessarily completely evil. That is to say that sometimes they do things that are good. Many years ago, there was a book that was written titled, "But They Were Good to Their Mothers." It was about Jewish gangsters, Jewish mafia or mafiosos. And it reflected the fact that some of them laid tefillin on a daily basis. Some of them went to synagogue. Some of them gave tzedakah. Now, it doesn't justify the illegal activity and the crimes that they committed, but it shows that individuals are very complex. And in the same way, we always have to remember that individuals that strive to be righteous, to be tzaddikim, if you will, that they're also fallible, that they're individuals that are human, that they may commit an aveira, that they have times of anger, that they have times of weakness. Now, again, the righteous acts that they endeavor to perform doesn't justify the sin or the mistake that they commit. But I think it reminds us of something that's very important, is that we're always one step away from either the next righteous act, the next mitzvah, or we're one step away from rebelling against Hashem and being like Bilam, who desires to use that accessibility, whatever it is, that connection that he has some kind of connection to Hashem. He's ready to use that for nefarious purposes. And so we have that choice in front of us, to do what is right or to do what is wrong. And our challenge is, of course, to do what is right on a daily basis.